Hello and welcome to this first session where we're going to build the Business Operating System for Success, or BOSS. And everyone will be able to use this business operating system in order to design and launch and run their business successfully. Testing. Testing. All right, guys, so I'm so excited to finally be able to do a live stream. This is a live session where I'm going to create right before your eyes the business operating system for success. So you're going to see exactly what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking, and hopefully you can participate. Okay, so it's around 7:20 p.m. Montreal time, and as you can see, I'm making visible everything that I'm saying through Google Voice. Google Voice is a speech-to-text application in Google Doc. And so I'm going to create multiple Google documents, and each Google document will focus on a particular aspect of the business operating system. So for example, we will have the following module: product development, marketing research, sales process, website design, sales funnel, marketing plan. There are so many aspects of a business, but this business operating system will be able to accommodate all the possible aspects of a business, so that anyone who uses this business operating system will be getting the support that he or she needs in order to design and launch a new business from scratch. But there will be different business models, and so there's going to be a separate business operating system for each business model. So, for example, there will be a business model for coaching businesses, consulting businesses, training businesses, e-commerce businesses, AI consultancy, digital marketing agency. So obviously for each of these different business models, there will be a specific business operating system. So my goal in launching this business operating system is really to create the architecture so that other people who are business experts in a particular domain, they're going to be able to contribute, and therefore they will get proper recognition. And they will want to contribute because that's how they're going to become known to thousands of people. For example, on LinkedIn, I have 21,500 connections. And so obviously that's a huge number of people who will get to know the experts who participate in creating this business operating system. So I will contribute as much as I can because I'm knowledgeable in certain areas of business. For example, I will help entrepreneurs to create an ebook or a video course or a 15-week course that they can teach at a college or training center. This is something that I've done over and over again in the last 10 years. And so I can really be a good advisor for people who want to create ebooks or video courses or college level courses that they can teach over 15 weeks. But there are other areas where I'm not familiar. For example, how do you do marketing on TikTok? How do you do marketing on Instagram? How do you do marketing on LinkedIn? What about search engine optimization or Facebook ads, Google ads, LinkedIn ads, YouTube ads? So I'm going to be relying on experts in those specific business or marketing domains to contribute at least one Google document. And if their contribution is accepted, then they will become visible to all the users of this business operating system. Again, think of a business operating system like the Windows or the Linux or the iOS for Apple computers. There's no way you can use a computer if you don't have an operating system. In the same way, we believe that there's no way your business can be successful if you don't have a business operating system. And since this business operating system is open source, it means that anyone can make a copy of all the documents that we are releasing here. They can make a copy to their Google Drive and they can modify and they can resell, whatever. It's really open source. So open source doesn't mean that it's free. I mean, I could charge $50 or $100 for the main business operating system. And once you purchase this version, this main version, you can modify it and you can sell your particular version of the business operating system to anyone in the world. And you can even translate into Hindi or German, French, Spanish, Italian, Mandarin, Vietnamese, Korean, etc. Because what's great about a business is that it's really like a machine, like a smartphone or a car. It will operate in any country. And I think that this is really an exciting and beneficial venture because anyone in the world will have access to this business operating system, and therefore they will receive the support, the guidance step by step, so that they can create and manage their business. And we're going to focus mostly on digital or online businesses. And knowledge-based businesses like coaching, training, consulting. We're not going to focus too much on physical retail stores or manufacturing companies because those are business models that require too much capital. And I think that today when people are launching a business, it tends to be a knowledge-oriented business or a digital business or an online business. So that is the demand, and we're going to focus and specialize in those areas. So we're going to focus on those particular business models which are easy to start and they don't require a lot of startup capital. All right, so guys, as you can see, I've been talking a lot about this business operating system for success. And now I want to get straight into the heart of the matter. And so you can see here in this document, a lot of text explaining this project. So just to get started, we're going to create a portal. And when people click on a particular link, they will be able to go to the Google document or the Google slide or the Google sheet or the Google drawing where they're gonna be receive guidance on how to set up and design and develop their business. So to keep it simple, there are basically just 5 things that you need in order to succeed with a digital or online business. So I'm just gonna write them here. A solution, a target market, a marketing system, a sales process, a fulfillment system. So basically, these are the 5 things that you absolutely must have in order to run a successful digital or online business. And so now I'm going to explain briefly what they are, and then I'm going to turn them into a link so that when you click on solution, you will be led to a Google document that will describe how you can create a solution. So it's not just a product or a service. It has to be a solution that solves a particular problem experienced by members of your target market. So I'm just going to do it right now. So I'm just going to create, let's say, a link. Hold on. right, sorry for that. So for example, when people click on the link here, solution, because that's what they want to do at the current stage of their business development, they click on it and they're going to be able to go to this, whoops. Yeah, they're going to be able to go to this Google document where we're going to talk about how they can develop a solution. So I'm just going to, whoops. So this is the page where people will learn more about how to design a solution. And so now we're going to go back to the main page. So this is the solutions page, and now we're going to go back to the main page here, and we're going to describe basically the 5 key components of a business, and these are 5 key components, but within each component we're going to have more details. So let's just describe a little bit, because you have to understand exactly what these 5 critical components are. So I'm just going to give a bit of a lecture so that you understand that these are the 5 pillars of a business. A solution is basically a product or a service that you've created in response to a problem experienced by a homogeneous target market. A target market is a homogeneous group of people who share similar characteristics, so that they will likely respond in a similar manner to a marketing offer that you're making. So for example, a target market can be young people aged 18 to 30, and they have a university education. They live, let's say, in Canada, and they're making an income of over $40,000. So that's an example of a target market. But another target market definition that is even more strategic, because it is hinting at the problems that they might have, is, let's say, the single people in Montreal. And we can even go into greater detail. We can say that the single men aged 40 years and over, who are single and who are looking for a girlfriend or a wife. So here you can see that within the definition of this target market, right, the single men aged 40 and over who are single and who are actively looking for a girlfriend, well, we can create a solution for these single men, because it's kind of obvious that they have a problem. Well, it's not really a problem. Maybe it's something that they're looking for. But when we define the target market as here, young people age 18 to 30, and they have a university education, and they live in Canada, and they're making over $40,000, it's not clear exactly what the problem is, right? So it's important to describe the challenge or the problem that your target market is having. So we can say that maybe here, what is their problem? Maybe they're job seekers. Okay, that's kind of an important problem. So we can create solutions over here that will respond to the challenge experienced by young people 18 to 30 who are looking for a job. Well, if they're looking for a job, it means that here they're not making $40,000. So we're just going to eliminate their income. Sorry about that. And they live in Canada, and we can even be more precise. Are we talking about, because Canada is bilingual, so are we talking about French-speaking people or English? So this is just a quick example to show you that you have to really define your target market correctly, and that's the second component of a business system. The third component is over here. It's a marketing system. A marketing system is made up of processes that will allow you to generate leads. A lead is basically the name and the email address or phone number or both of someone who has expressed interest in your product or your service. So that's it. That's what a lead is. And you've got to have a marketing system that will generate those leads, right? It cannot be like, oh, I'm going to go to a networking event and I'm going to, pass around my business card and, hope to find a client. It cannot be something like that, because, you don't organize networking events, right? So you can't rely on that. So it's got to be a marketing system. And you can use Facebook ads. You can use your blog. You can use a YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok. But you've got to have a system that will generate leads consistently. Like every week, you're supposed to have a number of leads. It could be 10 leads, it could be 20, but it has to be a consistent number of leads that you can generate predictably every week. So the marketing system is the third component of our business system. Okay, so I'm just going to put here, this is really a business system that has 5 components. The fourth component is a sales process. So over here, you've got to have a sales process. Selling is not like something that you say or something that you do when you feel like doing it. It's got to be a process that you develop, you document, and eventually you can train salespeople. A sales process is a coordinated series of steps that you can teach new sales recruits so that they can perform adequately and convert leads into paying customers. This is really, really important, because if you develop a good sales process, and I'm going to mention later on the 5 steps of a sales process, you can basically turn anyone who is articulate and who is people-oriented, you can turn anyone into an effective salesperson. And so selling is really a competency. You can actually train people to become, a salesperson, whether you're selling a car, whether you're selling a computer, whether you're selling consulting services, you need to have a sales process. Okay. So that's the fourth component of a business system over here. And the last component is a fulfillment system. So this is simply how you're going to deliver the service or how you're going to deliver the product. A fulfillment system is the process whereby you deliver the product or the service to the satisfaction of customers. Now, what is important to understand is that these 5 components of a business system have to be clearly documented, and you've got to have dashboards that will allow you to measure the performance of these 5 critical components of a business system. So I'm sorry about the formatting. Here I'm just verbalizing my thoughts so that you can see on the screen, how this business operating system will develop. But basically, in a nutshell, you basically have 5 components that you really have to think strategically about so that you can develop them. So here you can see these 5 components. I'm just going to increase the size here. It's a lot of fun for me to create this kind of document, and eventually, I'm hoping to have people participate to help me out, because this is just a broad architecture, right? Like, all the businesses today, they must have these 5 components. So for example, if you have a product or a service, but it's not really a solution to a problem, then you're missing this component. Or if you have a solution, but you're not clear about your target market, like, is it businesses, is it people, is it men, is it women, is it people in your city, is it people in North America, and exactly what is the benefit that you're looking for, right? So you have to clearly define your target market. And you might have a solution and a target market, but you don't have a system for generating leads every single week. right? It has to generate leads consistently, predictably. Or you might have a system that generates leads, but you don't know exactly how to sell. Like when people call you and they say, hey, John, I'm interested in your AI agent. And then you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't know what the steps are. Well, that's something that you have to figure out and you have to document, because after you document your sales process, you can actually outsource the sales process to other people, so that you don't have to sell, and you have salespeople who sell for you and they're making good money because you're giving them a very nice commission and a base salary. Or you can have all these four, but you don't have a good system for delivering your workshop, your video course, your software programs. You don't have a system that has quality control and quality assurance, so that every time that you have a client, you make sure that the client is happy. So that's the fulfillment system. I guess another way to put it is a customer happiness system. Because the idea here is not just to deliver the product or the service. The people involved here have to make sure that the customer is happy, right? I call it customer happiness system. If the customer is happy, then he's going to come back. So you don't have to do marketing and sales. And that's the best engine for growth. If you have a happy customer, they're going to come back. They're going to bring their friends, their family, and your business is going to grow quite naturally. So you can see quite clearly that these are the 5 critical components of a business system. And trust me, guys, like this is not taught in any MBA program or any business school. This is something I came up with 20 years ago. I've been teaching it and I've been using it as a consultant to, help entrepreneurs, and it always works. If you have a missing component and you have only 4 of these components of a business system, I'm sorry, your business is not complete. It's going to fail. So today we have a lot of AI tools and AI platforms, but there's a shortage of business knowledge. And therefore, people who don't have an understanding of these 5 components of a business system, they're going to fail. The good news is that with my business operating system for success, or BOSS, we're going to help you to build these 5 components of your business system. So you're going to be, we don't guarantee 100% that you're going to be successful, but if you build these 5 components of your business system, your chances of success is going to be very high. Unless you're making stupid mistakes, you're going to succeed. So guys, I just wanted to, get this thing off the ground. So today is just the beginning. So I'm going to keep working on these 5 components. But that's what I want to do. Like, this is my dream come true. Like, I just want to, because I'm a business strategist, I just want to create a business system that will make it easy and fun for you to build your business system and make money from it. I believe that in 2026 or 2027, definitely 2027, people are going to lose their jobs. That's almost like a sure thing. And so that's the assumption I'm operating under. And that's why it's very urgent for me to start, building this business operating system so that people have something they can rely on when they decide to launch, their business. And this is something I'm going to launch on Google, on LinkedIn, to my 21,000 connections. So it's gonna, it's gonna go global, like on day 1. And so it's very exciting for me. And today I decided to launch this thing, which I've been thinking about. I don't know why I decided to launch it today. Maybe yesterday I watched the Time to Rise Summit by Tony Robbins, the first day. I don't know, maybe he influenced me, and this morning I woke up and this is the first thing I thought about. So I just wanted to share that with you. This is my destiny. This is something I'm supposed to do in this life, and therefore, I'm super excited. And I'm going to make sure that when I share this document, people will be able to insert comments and questions directly inside of this document. So, whether you have a question about solution or target market, whether you have a challenge with your marketing system, you can actually write a comment right here, and I'm going to be able to answer your questions, your comments directly in this document. So you're going to be able to improve this document, this business operating system, and therefore everyone is going to benefit. And as you can see here, anyone who has access to this to this Google document, they can just click file and they can just make a copy to their Google Drive, right? So this is like totally open source. But what I'm going to do is that, since we're just starting with this business operating system for success, which in my opinion is better than Bitcoin, at the beginning, we're going to launch this, and the price for lifetime access, lifetime, guys, like for the next 20-30 years, you're going to have access to this business operating system. We're going to launch it at $5, and the price is going to increase as we build more into this operating system. And so if you're, if you know me, if you trust me, and if you believe that I'm going to spend the next 10 years developing this operating system, then you want to get in, at a very low price, right? So it's going to start at $5, and after that, it's going to increase quite rapidly. It's going to go to, I don't know, maybe $10, and then next week it's going to become $30, and after that it's going to be $100, and at some point it's going to be like $500, because it's so valuable. It's not just a collection of Google documents. It's gonna, we're gonna have Google Sheets, we're gonna have Google Slides, we're gonna have web applications, we're gonna have tons of stuff. And like, even if later on, let's say in 2 months you pay $500, it's still gonna be worth it, because you're gonna make so much money with this operating system. So anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it at that, but thank you for being here. And it's so exciting. I mean, this is something that if together we all put our minds together and we are building this business operating system that anyone in the world can make a copy of and can download and use, then we're all going to win. But it's something that we're building together. It's win-win-win. Everybody wins. The business experts will win because they will contribute their expertise. The users will win because, for only like $10 or $30, they have lifetime access to this business operating system for success. Their customers will win because, when you run a business efficiently, then you can serve your customers better. We're going to create a lot of jobs, affiliate jobs, reseller jobs, tons of jobs, Zoom presenters, teachers, trainers. We're going to create so many jobs from this business operating system for success, which is why I'm so excited that you've joined me on this journey. This is something, I believe this is my magnus opus. I believe that this is what I was born to do, because I've read like over 1,000 business books. Translation, I don't have a social life, but I know everything about business, like not to brag, but like business for me is like a game of chess. I read everything under the sun about business. And speaking of books, I'm going to share my book summaries, everything that I've learned from reading 1,000 business books. I have a business degree, so I understand all the key components of a business. I was a digital marketing teacher, so I can definitely teach you email marketing, copywriting, sales funnels, project management, all of that. I'm a copywriter. I'm perfectly bilingual. I can translate this into French. I know about AI. I know how to program. So I think I'm the perfect person to launch and be the director. But I'm just the director of this collective project, right? Because I'm a little bit like Linus Torvalds, the creator of the Linux operating system. Like one day when he was a student in Helsinki University, Linus Torvalds decided to create the Linux operating system. And he posted in a forum, hey guys, I'm just creating this operating system. Let me know what you think. And then one thing led to another. And before you know it, Linus Torvalds has become the leader of Linux, the operating system. And so I'm a little bit like him. I'm creating this business operating system mostly for myself because I run several businesses. So I'm creating this for myself. But since it costs me nothing to share it, I'm thinking, why not share it with my 21,000 connections on LinkedIn? I'm sure that many of them want to start a business, but they don't have the business training, the business experience. And so this business operating system is going to help them. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you more in the next live stream.